We spent $6 million in 3.5 years figuring this out.
Sorry, Wall Street, we're going to give back 7.5% of our top line revenue back to the user.
Your $8 taco is $20 when it gets to your door. I mean, literally $20 when it gets to your door. I don't know where this money's coming from.
Can Mark Zuckerberg do that tomorrow and say, look,
$1.3 trillion in US credit card debt. It's unsustainable. That's one of the big reasons why I built Kiwi.
I was driving around town studying gambling models. I was programming a lot. Lost my butt, was up, down, and the long run house always wins.
What a beautiful group of people. It's always crazy to me how many people fly in for these nights. We got people coming from San Francisco, Chicago, got a bunch of my team coming from Serbia. I just want to share my thanks for that, for you guys trusting us to throw a good event. It's definitely giving me some new gray hairs, but it's worth it, just like having a baby, you know? All right, so let's get my guys up here real quick. So yeah, thank you everybody for coming tonight. It looks like we got just the right amount of people, just the right number of seats. I'm very happy because standing up is kind of a pain in the ass after a little while. So this is giving me joy here. So I hope you got a good drink, you got a good eat. If you guys do need to find a bathroom, it's behind between the mirrors over there. There's still food on the table, so that's first come, first serve. And of course, the bar, we got a couple drinks, a couple house drinks tonight, so feel free to get those. Just a quick few words out of respect for the founders who are going to be presenting tonight. First of all, it's kind of nerve-wracking for them, so show them due respect. Like if you got to be on your phone, make it quick. Obviously, try not to be talking during presentations, stuff like that. We're all grown-ups, okay? With that said, I want to quickly introduce our team. So my partner and co-host for the event, Osei, over here. Osei. I want to say a quick thanks to Osei for, he really did the good work on assembling the investor panel, which is the most difficult part. So thank you so much, Osei, there. This is definitely a work of collaboration between all of us. Of course, my wife as well. Thank you to Alexis in the back. She's the one who makes the magic. Trust me, it's not me. So with that, I also want to thank Expert Dojo for letting us host here this evening. They've been so gracious with us. They just let us rip. So it's much appreciated. They've been super accommodating, and as you can see, they have a badass space. So thank you to Expert Dojo. Real quick, I'm going to introduce my team. So by the way, my name is Jonathan Maxim. I'm the founder and CEO at Viral App Launch. My team and I have been launching apps for about 7 years and 3 years under the name Viral App Launch. We've worked with companies. We did TikTok's launch in 2019 to 2021, UK, USA, and Brazil, and then we also did Triller, Universal Music Group. So we cut our teeth on some of the bigger projects and then applied those learnings to our process to what we have today, which is helping founders get 10,000 users and 20 investor introduction through a 5-step process, which is product, marketing, sales, virality, and capital raising, because a product is not a business, okay? You need all 5. With that, I'd like to introduce Alexander. He heads up all of the accelerator services, so he's overseeing 55 app launches right now. So if you see a little gray hair, don't judge him for it, he earned it. Alexander also comes from a design studio background, so if you guys have questions about branding, he's your guy. You can bug him and annoy him as much as you want. And then we got Marco over here, also in town from Serbia. Thank you so much. These guys are just absolute animals. I'm so grateful to have them on our team. Marco heads up social media and organic content marketing. For us, he gets us 10 to 20 million views a month on a B2B page. And he's 20 years younger than me. It's just hard to keep up. But yeah, thank you so much, Marco. He's also running the organic content strategy for, I want to say, about 30-40% of the app launches we have going on. And they get crazy results. It's like a feeder that makes the ads and all the other marketing a lot more profitable and a lot more effective, because creative is ultimately what drives the growth. That's what kind of powers the algorithm. So if you have questions about that, by the way, he posts 150 videos a week on our socials. So if you don't feel like doing that, talk to him. I got Isam over here. He's our head app growth strategist. He's the guy who actually designs the campaign launches. He's the one who will, oh damn, what an introduction. Sexy man. So he will design the strategy from the product and monetization to the onboarding experience to how we attack the growth strategy. So like marketing channels, growth engine, things like that. So if you guys have questions about how you actually launch an app, he's your guy for that. And then we have Hans, our head of performance marketing, and he is the one who oversees all of our in-house marketing as well as the whole portfolio of app launches that we have going on at any given time. So he is overseeing a lot, and he manages about $2 million a month in advertising spend. So if you guys have questions about how to make your ads profitable at a massive scale, he's your guy. All right, I want to pass it to Osei for a quick introduction of himself.
Yes, first and foremost, thanks for everybody for being in here. I know I've reached out to a lot of you, and a lot of you are kind of connections. Very excited to be able to meet you. Obviously, my name is Osei. I kind of have two different lives. My Bruce Wayne is I have a HR and business consulting company where I help startups from due diligence all the way to scale. And then, my Batman is I'm a business school professor at Pepperdine, where I help new, younger students who are trying to get their businesses out there. Basically, how do you build your business model, launch your business, become profitable, et cetera, et cetera. So a lot of the people in this room I've really learned a lot from, especially out here on the panel, so thank you very much for that as well. And I try to bring that to not just my students back at Pepperdine, but also to other businesses I come across. How do we get you to be able to scale in a way that's meaningful, where you're going to be able to bring investors the type of returns that they want to start working the deck now? So without further ado, I know we're on a tight time schedule, so I'll give it back to Jonathan, but love to connect with everybody in here and pick your brain about what you do and how you do it.
Okay, so with that, we're going to jump right into meeting our investor panel. I want to say a big thanks to the investors who are here this evening on the panel. So I'm going to go ahead and let you guys do your own introductions, and I'll pass the mic to Areg first from SmartGate VC.
Yeah, Areg Alimian, I'm the managing partner at SmartGate. We're a deep tech fund investing at the cross-section of AI and the physical world. So autonomous navigation, industrial robotics, neurosciences, so how do we connect AI to our brains? Perhaps at some point have that AI component think for us, but in the short term, have disease-modifying outcomes for Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, epilepsy, tinnitus. That's what we're going after. And then we're also looking to secure the physical edge and the digital enterprise.
Awesome, thanks so much. Go ahead and pass it to Stephanie.
Hi, I'm Stephanie. I'm a principal at Open Sky Ventures. We're an early stage VC focused on the future of commerce. So that means consumer brands and the technology that enables them. So commerce enablement technology. There are 3 of us on the team, myself and the 2 GPs. We're all former founders and operators. Josh Resnick founded Sherafina, the luxury candy company, and Josh Payne founded Stack Commerce and Inside. Happy to chat more if you guys have questions.
Happy to be here. My name is Marcus Anderson. I'm a former NFL athlete turned cyborg anthropologist. Just a fancy way to say that I work at the intersection of humans and technology and looking at how they affect each of us anatomically as well as societally. I created a venture called A2X Foundry, which focuses on athlete-led ventures, helping them to actually transition from performance-based into ownership and legacy building. We also work at the edge of AI and agentic narratives on the internet, and we look to build different types of funds and opportunities for athletes as well as investors in that field.
Hi, David Newman is here as chair of the Growth Capital Conference. We've been at it for 25 years. We have a coterie of about 16 organizations that range from the Techos Angels that will put in 100,000 in various deals to Swissfin and Sears, who did our biggest deal, $5 billion, B as in boy billion, to develop 5 islands in the Caribbean. So we've got plenty of money, and if you've got a deal that's worth taking a look at, send it to Growth Capital Conference, gcc2000.org. Look at
Hi everyone, my name is Sifa Sund. I wear many hats. I got started in venture capital first as an LP, then started cutting my teeth as an angel investor. As I grew in the venture capital industry, I began just getting a lot of different opportunities coming my way. So I've become a startup investor, helping startups raise capital, as well as advise them on strategy, operations, sales, go-to-market, all those kinds of things.
Let's give our investor panel a quick round of applause. Thank you guys so much for coming tonight. So without further ado, we're going to go ahead and jump right into our startup pitches, and we're going to get started with Wealth VP.
My name is Leif Hartwig. I'm the founder and CEO of Wealth Venture Partners. Our app is wealthvp.com. I guess my first question to you as an audience. So how many of you have had a challenge in raising money for startups? Or those people that are investors out there have seen your company struggle? Well, it's an incredible problem, and we fix that. So what is Wealth VP? We're a software platform that matches startups with high net worth individuals and family offices around the world. Kind of like this character up there is a friend of mine. Kevin Harrington was the original shark on Shark Tank. We've been calling our platform as people say, well, can you kind of tell me what it's all about? And I said, yeah, it's like Match.com meets Shark Tank. So I met him for lunch, and I told him that, and he said, yeah, it is, and it's needed. So he's an investor in our platform. He's doing videos with us. He's interviewed me for Fox Business, and it really is taking off. So basically that's what we do, but it's not just Match.com meets Shark Tank. We actually put a lot of AI features in there because we found that companies aren't investor ready. Terrible pitch decks, bad valuations. Okay, they don't know how to do that. And investors don't want just anything. They don't want junk. So quality companies that are good deals and then specific to their needs. So we have an AI tool. His name is Ian, and he finds out the investors what they're looking at and then matches them with our companies, and they get a weekly drop to do that. Pretty cool, huh? Okay, so we also put the human touch in there with concierge services. We always said AI matching and a number of the other features. I only have 5 minutes, so I can't go through things in much more detail than that. Okay, let's go to the next slide. I want to say thank you to Jonathan and Viral App Launch. They have made our company in the last few months to a point that we have we're told, a 95% probability of success right now. And let me show you what that's all about. So when our click-through rate, so people that see our ads, it comes down to 3% click-through. What's the industry average? It's 1%. So we're 3 times that with our platform. And the people then that look at that ad and convert to a subscriber, 17.2%. What's the industry average? It's about 2 or 3%. So we're as high as 8 times industry average for that. And then what do we convert to paid users? It's 17.6%. It's only 4 or 5%. The industry norm. So thank you, Jonathan and Viral App Launch. That is great. Now, what's even cooler than that is that how can we project that into the future? I know like presidential campaigns, when they only poll like 1,000 people and they're accurate within 2 to 4%. So I Googled how accurate is this figure that we can scale up now? Because we're only paying $3,000 to $5,000 a month proving this. It's 95%. So if you're looking at an investment in our company, we're going to go from $5,000 to $100,000 in spend with this new raise, and you can do the numbers. We'll be at a $10 million run rate by year end. That's 10 times value on top line revenues. I think 10 times as low. We'll be a $100 million company. We're 20 right now. Pretty nice investment, huh? Okay, and that's just this year. That's a 5 times return. So we'd like to be at a $10 million run rate by year end and $30 million by next year. And then we're already looking at companies that can buy us out. So short term, 18 to 24 months, and a rate of return that is pretty enormous. So that's what we're looking for. Next slide. Okay, so this has changed in the last couple of weeks. All of this came about within the last 30 days. We've had campaigns that just came through way above our expectations. So we had a $10 million safe note. That's what this was going to be. We're converting that from a safe note into preferred stock offering June 1st. We have 5 slots left between now and the end of May, and the minimum investment is $100,000, maximum is $1 million. Okay, and with that, they get in at a $20 million cap. The preferred stock offering is at 30. So there's a 50% increase guaranteed in this offering. Okay, that's my talk. Pretty exciting, huh? So I guess there's questions from the panel and also the audience.
Are you guys a platform or a registered URA or RIA?
Oh, no, okay, that's a great question. So we only charge $99 for companies per month. We take no carry, we take no commissions, and people said, you're crazy. Why are you only taking that little amount? Well, they don't understand SaaS platforms that we're worth a multiple of top line revenues, not EBITDA. Okay, so if we do 10 million run rate in revenues by December, we'll be valued at 100 million, 10 million times 10, okay? But AI companies that we have many AI features
are even more than that, but I think that's the low one. Great question. Question over here?
Yeah, how do you source your LPs and how, step us through some of the criteria, how you weed out the companies?
Great question, because all investors want quality, right? And I tell you what, we spent $6 million in 3.5 years figuring this out. We almost went under 1 million times. It was just awful, because if it was easy as Match.com meets Shark Tank, anybody could do it. But the number one question from investors is, we want quality. Well, what does that mean? Do you not want pre-seed companies? And they said, oh no, we want some of those. So what we found is they wanted to make sure that the companies completed 95% of our profiles. So they had pitch decks, they had videos, they're linked to their LinkedIn profile. All of the things are done, and if they don't have 95%, they can't be seen by investors. Now later this year, we're working on predictive software, because really what they want is good deals. And what is that? Well, some of the AI can make predictions, and they've done back tests with the unicorns, the billion-dollar companies. So on a scale of 1 to 100, if you had an 85% probability, that's pretty good. What if they get 25%? Well, we can teach them what to do with our platform. So investors want good deals, so we have quality deals. Most people don't complete their complete profiles, and because it's some work, but that's AI driven. So we will scrape the internet and populate as much of the platform as we can, and then Ian, our AI concierge, will walk them through the rest of the steps.
Thank you. One more question. What would you say is a sustainable moat here?
What is our sustainable competitive advantage? And it's probably the creativity of and our learning that we've had. So our competitors don't know that 90+% of companies out there, we all know they're going to fail, right? 9 out of 10. So if you look at this group here and you're all companies, 9 out of 10 of you are going to fail because you can't find money. So the problem's enormous, right? And it's a $5 trillion marketplace, millions of people. Okay, so what is that competitive advantage? Well, we know that the companies are not investor ready. We found that out after working with hundreds of them. They don't have good decks. Their valuations are off, and they give a product presentation to investors as opposed to an investor presentation that says, hey, this is what you're going to get if you invest with us. Most of them that don't even know how to do that. So we put in AI tools and other things to help the companies. Now investors, they don't want anything. They want what they want. And so our AI tool figures out what they have, and then we give them a weekly drop of those companies that are of most interest to them. Our competitors don't know that. Okay, and we'll continue to add AI tools that will embellish that. And our value is that we want to leave the world in a better place and help those subscribers, the investors in the company, meet their goals.
In terms of the companies that end up not being able to raise despite going through the steps of fixing their deck or valuation, can you give me a percentage of how many companies?
It's really high. Right now it's 9 out of 10. And if we can help an additional 10% of those, that would be really good. But I do want to tell you that people that go on our platform that fill out 95% of everything that they need to know, they don't have to go through us to use our platform. They can sit across a kitchen table with someone and say, here is my pitch. And there's a deck, there's videos. In fact, I came up with, I think, a pretty cool idea. We're introducing pitch reels, because everything's video now, right? Okay, so everybody will be, pitch decks are decades old and they really don't do much, and so our pitch reels are going to be AI tools that take your deck and put it into reels themselves. So whether or not they get an investment through us, and we don't promise that they will, we're pretty close to being able to guarantee a connection. They can use our platform and learn to use the other channels and other investors that they have out there. We just want to get them funded.
Thank you. And then my other question had to do with the raise itself. 10 million out of 20, and then a 30 million. It seems like you're giving away.
Yeah. So here's what we've done: is we've raised $6 million so far in convertible notes and safe notes. So we moved that up to a safe note where we said we're going to raise 10 million. Why did we say 10 million? We don't need 10 million. But the investors we're talking to, if you say anything less than that, it's too small for them. Large investors, if you're all raising $1 million out there, that's so small, you're eliminating most of the large investors and family offices out there because they don't think you have enough runway. So we're finished. We think with the 5 slots, we'll get at least, it's 4 slots now. I got $150,000 hit the account today. So we have 4 slots left, minimum 100, and it can go up to $1 million. We think will be between 100,000 and 250 per investor. And then that's closed off at the end of May. Then we're increasing the valuation to $30 million at that point, and the minimum investment will be at $500,000. Because you just can't raise $5 million at 100,000 apiece is, time consuming, almost impossible. But yeah, $1 million right today, if you were to get in at 20 million, gets you 5% of the company. Do you know, I think one mistake that founders make is you get too greedy and you don't want dilution. I just want it to be a success. I'm gonna make a lot of money one way or the other. We're gonna be $1 billion company.
All right, guys, I gotta cut it off there. Give Leif a big round of applause. Sorry, I wish we could keep going, Leif. Incredible questions from the panel and from the audience. Thank you guys so much. And I really hate to cut it off, but we have a lot of exciting companies to present tonight. So with that, let's move on to the next one. By the way, if you guys want to connect with him after, obviously that's why we're all here tonight. This is a first date, so make use of it, okay? All right, so now let's hear from Demir at My Garage.
Thank you. My name is Demir. I'm the co-founder of My Garage. I just want to see how many of you are into cars and bikes. Living in LA, driving to Prius. Okay, so almost maybe half of you, so that's good for me. Basically, I'm a founder. I'm an engineer, but I did my master's in marketing, and I'm always doing the social impact consumer products. But once we talk about the food, travel, space, there are thousands of apps coming to my mind. But once you think about cars and bikes, there's nothing. It's weird. It's crazy, honestly. That's why I'm also a car guy, and we couldn't find one. Then we decided to build it. So because we all the sources and everything, and this is the problem. But it started with weird. I'm sorry for that. You buy a Ferrari, and it's not a problem. It's a solution. But I just want to ask someone who is a car guy. Can I have someone in the car guy, into the cars? Can I just have...
Any car guys out there, raise your hand.
Yeah. What's your dream car?
The 300 SL Gullwing you had up earlier.
The Gullwing? Okay. So that's amazing.
Classic.
So you're also a VP, successful, but let's say that you finally have your Gullwing, the Mercedes-Benz car, but and you have it. You want to drive it, and you also want to share it, honestly. But if you can share it to your Instagram, all of your friends saying that, judging you as showing off or something. So there's no way to post it on the social media. And then you start driving it, everything is going well. You want to find some routes, but you don't know where to, take your car to go. And then you don't know the other owners as well, because if there's a problem on your dashboard, if you see the warning line from the engine, so you feel that, oh my God, the car is almost $1 million. So if I go to the service, they're gonna cost me at least $50,000. It's too much. So you want to have someone else driving the same car to share some insights or something. And then, you can just join the events. There are some very classical car events around. You can go there, and it's a great networking, by the way. I just met Jay Leno is one of our events. So you can also find the trusted sources. Because the problem, because everything is scattered, including the body shops, tire shops. I'm from Europe, Turkey, and then all of the actual body shops and tire shops are in the same place in Europe. But here in the United States, it's all scattered. So you have to use the Google Maps or something else. So this is our solution. This is our motto, your garage, your story. You can put your car into your garage. And this is a super app. Discover section is like an Instagram, but no one is judging you. You can share your car, you can share your dream car. The routes, you can create a route, or you can find out the other routes around for your car or for your bike. So the good thing is one of our advisors is a former CEO of Michelin. We call Michelin, but here Michelin, I guess, the tire company. And then all the restaurants, the Michelin star restaurants, they started for truck drivers because it's safe to eat. But now it goes too expensive for truck drivers. But they just told us that you can pin some, you can put some locations on the roads. This is a great place to take a photo of your car. It's also a great place to eat something on your road. And the nearby stores, this is how we make money. We have all the automotive related stores can be subscribed into our app, and they can do like a 2 hours or 3 hours, 50% off campaign, something like that. And we have clubs. In order to create a club, you have to become a Turbo member, so you have to pay $5 a month to us. And events, you can see all the events around here. You can join forum. We put AI into the forum because we want to create a new mechanic AI in the future. So before taking your car to the service, you already know that maybe what caused the problem, so to save more money, honestly. And then this section is very important. I want to show you this garage section. It's a browser that you can just find any brand you want. So far we have 46,000 users. But for example, you can go to the BMW and there are 3,000 BMWs you can just find out. And you can click one of them and you can see who has drive the same spec of this car. So you can connect with the other car owners as well. This is why the Ford and the General Motors, all those kind of companies interested in, because once they sell the car to someone, they have the data. But if the guy sells his car again, they don't have the data. They can go to the car gurus and all those kind of stuff to get the data, but all of the people are trying to sell their car. So this is the platform that they are still using their car. And in the garage section, we also ask some questions like, what's your insurance? And then like, are your windows tinted? What's your favorite gas station? And we also have the data of the previous cars as well. So we know the tendency of the Chevrolet Impala drivers who are able to get a Ford Explorer, you can understand. I'm sorry for my broken English. So we can go for the next one. This is our traction. We just launched 7 months ago. We reached out 46,000 users. It's super easy because people are craving them. And I just checked the numbers in the United States. The Porsche sold 76,000 cars in this year. So there are 76,000 more people in the market. So 364 paid subscribers, we just recently launched it, as a Turbo member. People have ego also, they want to become a Turbo member. $5 is nothing for them. And 107 stores. I'm into sales. As a founder, I want to do sales as well, but we never visit one of those. All of them are coming from the referrals of our customers. And 39,000 garages created, which is perfect, but this is better. They put even their license plates. So they have a trust to the community, working with the influencers, and one of the influencers is also one of our team members. He has 1 million subscribers in YouTube. It's super easy. He just talks and everyone downloads. And we have 3,000 forum topics, 400 draws, 300 clubs, 157 events, and they spend time in the app. And last slide, we are humble because we're doing this for passion, honestly. And then we're raising $1 million safe round and $4 million valuation cap. And the Ford Drive Ventures, we are doing investment committee, with them. They have a soft commitment with that because they want to get this data, but they're okay to partner with the other manufacturers as well. And then we are also open anyone related with car and bike. And we have actually $50,000 participation for an angels or ventures. But today's only we talk with Jonathan as well. It's $30,000 you can join and become a part of the My Garage. Because if you put $30,000 into it, I think it's the price of a Toyota Prius or something. We can make your car to the Ferrari, Rome. So with 10x on it. So it's easy because the valuation is organization. Thank you for that. So we have done a report and that's it.
Let's give him a quick round of applause. Great job, Veneer. All right, let's open up for some Q&A. Cephas.
Yeah, so I guess since I'm the car guy, apparently, for this panel, I got to start asking you, what is your dream car?
It was on the problem page. It was Enzo. And I just learned that last week, actually, I'm become a dad. So hopefully, that's why I'm planning, if it's him, I'm going to put the name of Enzo to him. So that's why I just And I had also a golden retriever. There's a super film that you have to watch, Racing Under the Rain. And the guy is also named Enzo, and I have also a golden retriever that I have lost. Great. That's why I just want to.
Now digging a little more into the actual company, really impressive that you've already gotten 46,000 users of the app. I'm really curious,
how did you get that level of adoption and engagement and traction?
Yeah, basically we bootstrapped the company. And then we have one of our teammates, he's an influencer in Europe, and he has 1 million subscribers, but he only do only 1 or 2 videos on YouTube, and just we got like many people, they already know the culture. The most important thing in this building community apps, you have to start with the right people, otherwise no one is following. So that's why we bring like 40,000 people, they already know the culture and everything. That's why they put their license plates, they have trust to each other. They even like share their babies to putting on the steering wheel, and it's really cool. Like we see the strong like ties in the community. And here we attending all the events around. And even the Jay Leno, you know, he's famous guy, but if you met him in the Cars and Coffee, he's the humble guy ever. Also Jeff Dunham as well. Like you can talk with them, they can help to you. So that's why one of our partners has Bugatti Chiron. It's also another amazing car. So we also bring this car to the event, so it's easy to get more actually the users. But most of them are from Europe, and now we're launching our app here. That's why actually we are raising money.
And no, you don't have any ads, right?
I'm sorry?
No ads on, right?
No, but we will have. Maybe we can work with you.
Yes, sir.
If I want to become a user, how much do I pay you per year?
It's free. If you want to become a Turbo member, it's $5 a month. If you want to create your own digital store, like if you want to do your store business on the app, it's $29 a month.
What is $99 per month?
$29 a month for stores, $5 a month for become a Turbo member. So you will have some extra features in there.
So where are you making your money?
So the sponsorships, this is one of the most important in the insurance company. We live in the Woodland Hills is the biggest city in the insurance of the entire United States. So they are into, like for example, we have—
Talk to me.
Yeah, let's say we have like 1,000 Tesla drivers. And don't say Tesla. Let's say like we have 1,000 Toyota Camry drivers. And
Okay, in the past 3 months, who has paid you? And what have they paid you?
We only have the stores and then the Turbo members paying us. And
How much did they pay you over the last 3 months?
You asking for monthly recurring revenue of ours?
Whatever.
Yeah, it's around like $500.
$500,000.
Because in
annual
Europe
rate?
we have an FX ratio, like the Turkish currency is lower. I'm sorry?
Okay, I'm a little confused. I'll look at your pitch deck.
Yes. And one more answer to you, like we're partnering with an insurance company for lead generation, and there's also another company, they are okay to sell, like the CarMax in Europe, they are willing to give us the money because by monthly payments, like like a subscriber sponsor or something, because in your garage, we can give you the valuation instantly, so we basically create leads for this kind of companies. And maybe, because one more thing I want to add, if I bring my garage t-shirt with the Chevron, Shell, like DHL, like everything, the logos on top of my t-shirt, everyone loves better. Like they love my garage more. So actually getting advertising on our platform, like getting sponsors, is the easiest way for us.
I really like this. A lot of internet-based companies, they're selling like, more interest-based things. This is more of a identity play. So one of my questions is how do you actually keep that authenticity of this app as being kind of a hobbyist enthusiast as you commercialize?
So love this question. Basically, like I have a friend, he's in Sequoia Capital, they're doing like a late stage investment. He always telling me that don't do any other consumer app, don't do any other consumer, he's old, like don't do any other consumer. But once I bring this up, he told me that do the consumer app, because everything is replaceable. Everything is replaceable, but only the human, not replaceable. No. So we bring all the enthusiasts into the app, which are our fuel. So we don't want to lose them. But that's why we just give them to find, for example, in forum section has a cross connection with the stores. So if you have some problem, we just bring the store who might be a solution provided for you, so you don't feel that we are commercialized our app. So, and also if we partner with the gas stations like Chevron or an insurance company, giving like 5%, 10% off because they are car enthusiasts, so they also like a win-win project. So this is how we position ourselves, because we don't want to lose our guys. Like we have soldiers here. Like I can bring like 200 exotic cars in front of this area. This is the very niche and the best private audience that I have ever worked with so far.
One more question, guys.
3,000 users. And we just, in 7 months, we came to 46,000 users. So,
like, how are you verifying ownership?
Oh, this is another good question. So it's amazing. We put actually in the, once you're onboarding on the platform, we put you have to put the pink slip of the photo of the car, but we keep it optional because right now it's going to be another barrier. We ask too many questions. Are your windows tinted? What's your insurance number? What's your favorite gas station? Because once we have the data, it's an amazing data that we are a data company. We are not actually regular social media platform, but we look like, but we are not. So that's why we try to collect more data. But this is another great question. In order to become a Turbo membership, like a verified thing, we should have them required to put their pink slips so we can make their verified into our platforms.
All right, guys, let's give it a big round of applause. Awesome presentation, Jamir. Really, really cool platform. Awesome job. What a cool platform. All right, next up we got SwiftSift. Let's go ahead and give it to the boys and get down to business.
Good evening. My name is Mike Novielli. I am a co-founder and CEO of SwiftSift. I formerly worked on Wall Street for over 30 years in the capital markets, and I also co-founded a successful international hedge fund.
And I'm Jeff Bobby, the CXO and co-founder of SwiftSift. My background is in military, med sales, and nightlife management.
Here's the problem. Planning in group chats doesn't work. It's broken. Someone opens up Google Maps, throws up a few links, someone else comes along with a poll, nothing curated, no information, no photos, maybe a couple of names, and yet someone else comes up with a few suggestions. Suddenly, the chat gets noisy and chaotic, the plan dies because it's buried under 50 messages.
This isn't a distribution problem. This is a coordination problem. There is a $200 billion market with people that want to go out and have these experiences. The friction lies within the what and the where. So we're aiming to capture a $150 million opportunity by turning the intent into the action.
SwiftSift gets your plans out of the group chat. A group is formed, you search, discover, curated results come back inside the chat where all the group members can swipe, review, decide, vote, and then make the reservation, all inside the chat, all inside the app and the chat. Here's how it works. Here's a group chat, discussion, someone's going to do the search, steakhouses this in Charlotte, there's the review, people vote, and then ultimately the administrator of the chat can make the reservation, which you'll see here, and this all happens within 2 minutes.
We're not just adding polls inside of a messaging app or social features into Google Maps. SwiftSift owns the decision to transaction workflow, from group intent to confirm bookings.
So why now? First, group life has moved into the chat. Second, AI has made it now possible to curate results and coordinate group activities. And lastly, no platform out there owns the decision-making layer. And we're going to move quickly to make sure that we claim that space.
Current solutions are fragmented. Chat apps lack the decision layer. Discovery apps aren't built for groups. And booking platforms, they don't handle coordination. SwiftSift is the only platform that can connect the entire journey from conversation to transaction.
And SwiftSift will win because we're built for group decisions. And as we move forward, the group decisions is becoming more important, one of the most important things in social life now.
So our three university wedge strategy uses campus ambassadors and social student organizations to drive the organic and high density growth, to drive the growth. As we further on with that, we'll be expanding into 5 other universities by Q4 of 2026. That's going to be targeting another 24,000 users.
Our team is deeply technical, and we also have decades of operational experience. In addition to Jeffrey and myself, our chief strategist has had 4 exits, our chief product officer has had 3 exits, and we have a highly experienced chief software engineer who's exclusively focused on AI, machine learning, and app development. We raised $250,000 last year in a family and friends round. We're currently raising $1.2 million with a cap of $7.2 million, and the first $50,000 was already in. As far as the funds go, use of proceeds will be continued development, scaling our marketing efforts, and modestly expanding our operation. Our 18-month milestones are targeting 150,000 users and a $1 million run rate, and to be seed readiness. Thank you for your time tonight, and we appreciate the opportunity, and we'll open up for questions.
As you have more AI capabilities integrated in the larger platforms, WhatsApp, Facebook, Messenger, and others, what if this becomes a feature? How do you compete with that?
That's a good question. All of the legacy platforms are built vertically, right? Their architecture is such that WhatsApp is a messaging platform. WhatsApp is built, iMessage is built to keep you in the group chat, to lengthen that conversation. SwiftSift is meant to get you out of the group chat. So it runs counter to their core, to their core competency. Now, can they add a feature here? WhatsApp has added a poll, GroupMe's added polling. Okay, there might be some AI component, but none of these platforms are built to make group decisions. Everyone in here knows what we're talking about. You're in the chat, it becomes noisy, there's arguments. Who wants to go here from a budget perspective? I like a better vibe. I don't want to go there, and the arguments ensue within the group chat. WhatsApp exists today. There's arguing in WhatsApp. Same thing with iMessage, same thing with GroupMe. All, as Jeffrey said earlier, these platforms are built vertically. We are built horizontally to take a piece of each one of these features, and that's how our workflow is designed, to take it from concept to decision to making that reservation so you get out of the chat and live life. What do the young people call it? IRL? There you go.
So are you guys going to build a native iMessage feature that can do this? Is that on the roadmap?
So what's on the roadmap now to really scale, we're in beta right now, as Jeffrey said. To really scale, one of the areas we're exploring right now is exactly what Jonathan said, is to possibly integrate through APIs into either WhatsApp and or Discord, and potentially Telegram as well. And we're focused more right now on Telegram and Discord. There seems to be more of a community-based atmosphere in those particular platforms, where we get in through the administrator, the moderator of a group, and say, hey, you've got 20, 30 people in this group, check out our app, check out our technology, and through the API, they can start utilizing what you just saw on the screen. And once we have integration with, let's call it Discord, which has 200 to 300 million users a month, Telegram's got almost 1 billion users worldwide, you start getting that exposure, you can scale very quickly and very inexpensively as well.
So I guess my question is, you're talking about integration. Does, when a group chat starts talking about plans, does Discord automatically kick your app into action? How does that work?
We haven't gotten there yet, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. We're in the early stages of the API integration, and I'd be misrepresenting up here to tell you that we have all those answers right now. That is not front and center within the next 6 months, but we are planning that right now. And as far as details go with the integration, I'm going to have to save that for a later date because we actually don't have those answers just yet.
Tell us about working with the universities that you're planning.
Well, we're currently in a partnership with the University of North Carolina at Charlotte. As a matter of fact, our offices are on campus in what's called the Portal for Commercialization and Partnerships. So we got accepted into their program, and literally right next door to us, in the office suite next to us, is the Charlotte AI Institute. And what we're doing with them right now is we're going to be developing agentic AI capabilities, someone said that earlier, to make the app more conversational, more personal, and more automated. Now, the other universities, I'll let Jeffrey speak to that, USC and College of Charleston.
Yeah, most of our traction has been really coming from University of South Carolina and College of Charleston. Leading up to all the betas that we were putting out, we did a lot of the a guerrilla marketing standpoint and starting to get those campus ambassador programs actually set up. Stuff that we were already forming in UNC Charlotte, having our interns there and our student body for between marketing and social media. So we're going to be focusing heavily on University of South Carolina, especially coming over this next summer, going into the next school year with over 56,000 students in that university to start with. And if you're looking into the group messaging side, there's over 700 plus organizations using just a GroupMe message. And those exact organizations are still trying to plan different outings, whether it's for just a regular community to the administration through each one of those organizations. And being able to talk with a lot of those students there, they've been looking for some way to actually simplify the way they're actually either going from their group organization or even trying to make it to a spring break plan. Nobody's able to just simply find that.
So GroupMe is a good point. That's low-hanging fruit for us. I don't know, does anyone in here use GroupMe at all? Okay, yeah, so a few people. Well, GroupMe has about 12 million users. They've had 12 million users for 15 years. It's a non-growth story. GroupMe was acquired by Skype. Everybody remember Skype, first video platform? Old enough to remember that? And then Skype was acquired by Microsoft. Microsoft shut down Skype. Obviously they're focused on Teams, and they have this thing called GroupMe hanging out in left field, and they decided to put their amazing Copilot button on the GroupMe chat. So GroupMe has penetration already inside the university system, the ecosystem of universities. So that's low-hanging fruit for us because we've got the UI that GroupMe has, but they don't have the decision engine to where to go to meet, make those plans, and then go from there in terms of the organizations, student organizations and student clubs. So to us, GroupMe has 12 million potential new SwiftSift users. And as Jeffrey said, University of South Carolina alone has 700 clubs and organizations that use GroupMe. At the University of North Carolina, where we're at, it's about 100, and we don't know about yet the College of Charleston, but we've got plenty of low-hanging fruit just in the 2 or 3 universities we're starting with now, and then we'll be expanding to, Dave, you asked about what other universities? East Carolina and Coastal Carolina as well. So right now we're staying regionally focused on the Carolinas because that ecosystem within the universities can spiral. Everybody at University of North Carolina, Charlotte, has friends at Chapel Hill. Chapel Hill has friends at Duke, et cetera, and that's how we intend to go viral.
Very smart to work within a community like that. Pull out your crystal ball and look a year from now. Who will be paying you and how much will they be paying you? Will it come from advertisers? Will it come from the student users? Will it come from people selling them stuff? Where's the revenue coming from?
So our business model is right now 60-40. 40% of our revenue will be coming from booking commissions, referrals through hotels, restaurants, etc. We just recently we executed a partnership with Expedia just last week, so we're in the process of integrating Expedia, which is going to give us hotels, car rentals, which we didn't even expect, Vrbo, and other activities including museums, boat charters, etc. We've also applied to OpenTable. We're waiting to hear back from OpenTable. So any referrals through the APIs to those referral networks, the reservation platforms, we'll be capturing 40% of our revenue through referral commissions, and the other 60% will be coming through very targeted ads because obviously, someone said earlier that they're about a data play, so are we. The amount of information and the curated information that we have will be invaluable.
How will it cause the Southern California students to work through you as opposed to other agencies?
Pardon me?
Why will they work through you to get a hotel as opposed to working with a travel agent?
Because We're talking about inside of a group chat. We're talking about the activity inside of a group chat where we just showed you how you can make a reservation in 2 minutes inside of a group chat. This has nothing to do with someone planning a trip outside using a web app or something like, some other form of search and discovery. Does that answer your question?
Just real quick, I love what you guys are doing, and along with the revenue, if you guys are working with universities, what I would highly recommend is that you guys have a research arm that not only looks at how to coordinate group activities, but also looking at how and why groups actually make the decisions that they make, right? And so those triggers and motivations of groupthink could be invaluable for other products, other consumer facing apps. So just consider that as you guys are scaling, is having that research on why people and why groups actually make those decisions.
That's great advice, and thank you for that. We're going to add that to our agenda with the Charlotte AI Institute, so appreciate that.
In terms of the advertising and promotions part of the business model, is there a way for the users to opt out of getting ads within their app?
So here's why they don't want to opt out, and something we haven't told you. We also have a rewards program. So if a user watches a video or a post or some sort of ad, we're going to be giving back 7.5% of the ad revenue that we receive in the form of rewards back to the user. So I'll ask anybody here, I'm a Wall Street guy, can Mark Zuckerberg do that tomorrow and say, look, sorry Wall Street, we're going to give back 7.5% of our top line revenue back to the user? That's never going to happen. Facebook's valuation would get cut in half overnight, right? So we're trying to incorporate the user into the experience by saying, look, this is your content. You're the creator now. We'll do a revenue share with you and give you 7.5% back in the form of rewards. And we've built that into our financial model as well.
All right, guys, we got to hit pause there. Let's give these guys a round of applause. Thank you. That's it. Sorry, I hate to cut off a great presentation and great engagement there. Guys, look, you got the opportunity to follow up after, where we're going to have open networking for an hour after the programming is done, so make sure to connect with these guys after. And let's bring up Amy Wood from Pepperdine to share a quick bit about the most fundable startups. Let's give her a round of applause, please.
Thanks, Jonathan. Thanks for giving me the commercial break. I'm with Pepperdine Business School, and we have a free startup program that we offer to any US-based startup. We are industry agnostic, and we basically, at the beginning of what we do two things. We offer free education through online surveys about the investor diligence process, right? So we're having conversations here, right? We're making pitches, but what comes next? And so for many founders, this is a new process. It's something they haven't experienced before. So I know your company is kind of doing it for free, for a fee, but we do this through, like I said, online surveys that we have. We run an annual calendar. So we're for any, as I said, any US-based startup. We've been doing this for 9 years. Each year we've had over 2,000 companies, and over the past 6 or 7 years, I think it may be 7 now, we've had participation from startups for all of 50 states in the US. So it's for US-based startups only. And then the additional incentive is not only just a free online resource about the investor diligence process, but we layer a competition and a published list on top of that. So of all the companies that we learn about each year, we take the top 250 or so, and we advance them for a chance to earn a space on our annual published most fundable companies list. So we featured over 142 companies over those past 8 years. In total, they raised over $600 million. We track their funding raised since publication. And we have over an 80% survival rate. So over 80% of the companies that have made our list over those years are still running today. So if we can be of assistance to you, we're here, if you're a startup, apply. We have our first round applications are open now through May 20th. You can do that very easily. Our first round is just a pre-screen. We want to make sure you're a US-based company, you're for-profit, So you can do that online. I don't think our URL is up there, but it's at pepperdine.edu/MFC for most fundable companies. It's pretty easy. And then also we have, if you're an investor out there, we have over 150 judge volunteers who help us in the later rounds of the competition. So we're trying to connect judges with companies who are relevant to their industry, they know their space. So if you're a startup continuing on in the competition through later rounds, you're hopefully making a connection that's meaningful to you, and you're actually getting live feedback. So oftentimes, you just hear radio silence, or maybe you hear a no, but it's only the no. So we're hoping that people who come through the process, even if they don't make our published list, are walking away with having made a relevant contact that can be helpful to them on the journey. So yeah, so check it out. As I said, pepperdine.edu/MSC.
All right, let's bring a Kiwi up. Got 2 more presentations, second to last. So take it away, Dave Garden.
Jonathan, thank you, and Viral Hat team, thanks for having me. So I want to talk about a post-COVID phenomenon. The pricing on everything has just gone to the moon. Predatory apps. Who in this room, I know everyone's going to raise your hand, who in this room has ordered from DoorDash, Groupon, ClassPass, Grubhub, Postmates in the last month? Your $8 taco is $20 when it gets to your door. I mean, literally, it's $20 when it gets to your door. I don't know where this money's coming from. $1.3 trillion in US credit card debt. It's unsustainable. That's one of the big reasons why I built Kiwi. At the end of the day, nobody wins with $20, $8 tacos. Restaurants hate it. They do not make profit off of DoorDash. It's a loss leader. We all know that. Fitness studios don't make money off of ClassPass. The $20 class, they only get $7 off of those classes. So we built this app, this platform, for the biggest reasons that I just mentioned. 35% of the 33 million small businesses in America don't profit. Our platform is real time, it's not static pricing, and it's all about supply and demand in real time. We cater to empty seats in restaurants, nail salons with no reservations on the books, and the idea behind it is you need business now, not tomorrow. For merchants, what they do is they create a real-time offer, literally in minutes. On Groupon, it takes a merchant between 1 and 7 days for their ad, their post, their offer to get approved. Even if 2 days goes by, the problem is already over because it's a whole new day. The merchant can pause or end offers in real time on their phone or on their desktop, and you just watch more customers walk in the door. On the consumer side, you're walking down the street and you get tagged that says there's $1 taco 700 feet away from you. Go grab it right now. You buy it instantly, you walk in, and you redeem it in person. We launched in the city of Long Beach in Q4 of last year, at the end of Q4. On the supply side, our merchant stats are great. We have 70 merchants on board right now. 75% of them are actively posting deals. 92% of them are posting more than one deal. And 95% of them relaunch deals on a regular basis. 0% of them have gotten off our app. On the user side, we have 6,000 users on board. We're getting about 150 to 200 per day at $3.45 as an average CPI. And we've spent less than $6,000 on promos and what we call Kiwi Cash, which is cash on our app. We previously raised $800,000 in a safe at a $6 million cap, and we're now raising $2.5 million at a $10 million cap. What we're looking to do in this round is get about 500 merchants on board, 30 to 50,000 users, higher deal density and repeat usage, and get ourselves ready for a Series A. We also have a few amazing AI components to our app that I want to share. The biggest one that I'll share is out of the 33 million small businesses in America, 7 million of those business owners don't even speak English. I would say another 7 million of them don't know the first thing about business. What our app's going to do, this is in the pipeline right now, we're working on it, is, I'll give you an example of a nail salon. They go on our app and they speak into it. Kiwi, I have no customers and no one in my reservation book for the next 2 hours. What do I do? Our AI component is going to look at traffic in the area, weather conditions, look at their menu, and it's going to suggest the best possible effective deal for them to post right now to get people in their door. That's Kiwi. Thank you guys for being here, and I'll open it up to questions and comments.
Good, Dave.
Fire away.
So tell us about the nail salon and how you're going to get customers, how you're going to identify them. Somebody driving by, female types only? How are you going to find them?
If a man wants to get their nails done, go ahead and get in there. I mean, I get pedicures myself, so it's all good. Very simple. The nail salon owner has no business, no reservations for 3 hours. A Google ad, a Facebook ad doesn't solve that. So you need someone in there right now. They got to pay their rent. They got to pay their employees. They get on our app and they say, we're offering buy a manicure, get a free pedicure for the next 3 hours. We got 5 slots available. Local people in the area will get pinged, or they'll go on our app as they regularly do, and they'll see a nail salon with that special offer that is 1 mile away, 1,000 feet away. You go in there, you redeem it in real time, and both sides win.
Can you ping the users within 2 miles?
Yes, we can ping within 2 miles, of course.
So that's fantastic. How many users do you have within my nail salon 2 miles?
Well, right now we have 6,000 users in the city of Long Beach, which is not a massive city. It's a decent sized city. So, you know we have a lot more work to do out there to get more people on as well.
So if you got some cheap tacos, you can ping people within a mile and say you got $1 taco.
That's what we did yesterday for Cinco de Mayo, and we had a business called 600 Tacos, offer tacos for $1 a piece, and they did burritos for $6, and they actually ran out of burritos at about 7 p.m.
How many did they sell together?
No. I think it was 40 or 50, but they just weren't prepared for it.
That's a good model.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a winner. Who's next?
Yeah, I just want to clarify, it's not just nail salons and restaurants, though. Those are 2 examples. It serves a bunch of other
Correct. We launched with restaurants, beauty, and fitness, and that's it. We also have 100 merchants on standby that want to get on board that don't fit our first 3 categories. So it works great for plumbers, electricians. They constantly have downtime, no appointments on the books, and they want to do jobs for cheaper to get a customer 1,000 feet away from them or a mile away from them.
Sorry if I missed it, but how are you making money?
We're going to charge 15% per each deal redemption with merchants. And then we also have some gamification features in the pipeline that's going to ultimately lead to users being charged subscriptions.
What is the average percentage take on Uber Eats?
Delivery apps are about 30%, and they go up to about 55% when you include all the co-op fees, advertising fees, and everything else. Totally just unsustainable for restaurants, but it's a necessary evil. They literally have no choice because all their competitors and all their neighbors are using these apps. So 15% is a winnable model long term with volume. And frankly, we're not going to open up in 49 different countries and have 800 vice presidents like Groupon did. There's no reason to do that. We don't have a delivery component. The truth of the matter is the economics behind delivery is just night and day. With the drivers, with independent contractors, with California laws on deliveries. And by the way, that's why they upped the menu prices by 20-30%. And your $8 taco costs $24, $20 when it gets to your door.
You mentioned DoorDash and Uber Eats, but it's like part of it is the convenience of getting it delivered to you, right? So do you see them as direct competitors to what you're doing, or is it more so that you're kind of bringing awareness?
Yeah, I look at it as awareness is a big part of it. You have a choice. You can order the taco for $20, or you can get out of your house, enjoy the weather, and go out with friends and get them for $5 down the street from your house. So, and I'm a firm believer that long term, I think delivery apps and those types of models are going to definitely not have it as easy as they had it in the 2, 3, 4 years post-COVID. I think it is going to catch up to, and I think it's already showing it, to be honest with you, in the economics.
Let's do one more question.
I'll wrap it up. Go ahead.
Yeah, it's probably a little bit more important. You guys should probably squeeze them both in. Where are you going to open up next? After long?
Repeat the question, please.
Where are we opening up next? LA City area. So just surrounding areas in LA. Sure. Venice, Palms, Santa Monica. Yeah.
First and foremost, I'm from Long Beach, born and raised, so you guys already got my heart there.
There you go.
The second thing is that how are you guys going to approach as you guys scale, like having enough merchants, having enough consumers, having enough retention, all in kind of these geographical places?
Yeah, there's no doubt we're a two-sided marketplace, but just like every other two-sided marketplace that was successful and got through it all, we're going to do it. I mean, we earned the trust in the city, which we've certainly done in Long Beach. I think the hardest part was getting the first city, for sure. We've learned a lot, and we've gotten past a lot of obstacles, and we've certainly earned a big amount of trust there. So I don't think opening up in the South Bay or San Pedro or neighboring cities would be anywhere near as difficult as the first one was. Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, let's give Dave a big round of applause, please. All right, last pitch of the evening. We got JB from Fist Bump. Take it away, champ.
Hello, everyone. My name is JB Jacobak, and I founded Fist Bump. Our problem is sports gambling. Huge problem. Epidemic in the States and globally, right? People are getting trapped in parlays, big bonus, plus more on the odd bets. Addicting. I was going to be harsh. Our problem, our solution is Fist Bump, a gamified peer-to-peer sports gambling app where users can use their virtual coins to climb leaderboards, win real sports prizes, and earn achievement badges through gameplay. The collectible world of sports cards and memorabilia combined with sports gambling is just a huge marriage that has to work. People want to come in, practice their models, hone their skills before getting into real sports gambling. Research has shown that 50% of the target adjustable market of 22 million, they want to practice with paper money, fake money before jumping into sports gambling. That's why we take it over. That's why we invite them in to have a safe, healthy, fun place to sports gamble with friends and family. You can form your own leaderboards, create groups, and earn prizes while doing so. Not only by winning, but based on your participation. You earn sweet coins for logging in, for sharing the app, for forming a group. Our traction has been good since January 20th, our launch. We have close to 6,000 downloads, 2,500 users, and people are spending about 12 to 13 minutes per session checking out games, betting their friends, and sharing the app. And wanting to win stuff, cool cards, autographs, jerseys, collectibles, and game tickets. So we're asking for $1.5 million on a $10 million cap. We raised $530,000 from friends and family. And we're searching for investors that can help us expand this. I need industry experience and sport lovers and gamblers, well, emulation of gambling to help this grow. And not let every American just get hammered by the sports books. You know, and there's no social aspect to betting, you know? It's you versus the bookie, you versus the sports book or casino. It's not friends to friend. The landscape is changing. Fist Bump wants to come in and create a fun, safe, healthy environment for sports gamblers. And yeah, here we are. This is our stats, 1.5. We're asking for a $10 million valuation. Thank you for your time.
We saw some very smart marketing in terms of going after a very local market, Long Beach, and also University of Southern California. Do you have that kind of focus in an area that you can control without going national or international?
That was the last pitch. That was the last company that was involved in the Carolinas. That wasn't Fist Bump.
How about yours? Can you localize your marketing so it doesn't cost?
Oh, localize the marketing.
Your marketing. Can you work with? Let's see, one of the fraternities, for example, where they all want to bet.
Yes, as a matter of fact, I went to Arizona, and I was a pike in the frat there. I reached out to a company called Frat Base, and they have about 1,000 frats and sororities in their circle So I've talked about brand ambassador programs, college launch parties. I had my frat in Tucson, Arizona, have a Final Four watching party, and we flossed them up with fist bump, clothes and marketing, swag. And we actually got about 500 downloads from that one game watch party. But yeah, we can localize the zip code marketing for game tickets. If it's a Lakers game, I want to advertise those tickets for. We can micro target the audience with those tickets. So I'm not wasting cash in Michigan on an LA sports prize.
Anytime you're going after potentially a huge market, if you can localize it, make it, talk to your fraternity brothers, for example, and get it started. That's a very, very good way to start a business.
Yes.
Jonathan, you got some winners here.
Thanks, Jonathan.
Thank you. Sorry. Give him a round of applause. Yes, I still have questions for you though, JB. Stay up here, dude. Stay up here. So one question for you. How is it monetized?
Monetized is people buy coins to play. Eventually, we can do videos on there and watch a 15-second reel or a video and get more coins. We want to vertically integrate and possibly put sports cards vending machines in certain locations, fist bump vending. We're adding a marketplace where people can place their merchandise, their collectibles on our marketplace like an eBay without the fees, or not as high of fees.
So with this tokenization, would you guys be considered a gambling or non-gambling company?
No, we're non-gambling. We're a gaming company legally. You can't.
So will you have to certify as a gambling company?
Yes, and that was the first idea. The first idea was I was driving around town studying gambling models. I was sports gambling a lot. Lost my butt, was up, down. In the long run, house always wins, right? The idea was how can I make an app where I can bet my buddy and not the sports book? Like send you a bet, as if it was a backyard handshake, right? I got the Lakers +5. No, I'll give you 3 points. All right, cool. Handshake. That was the original idea. Peer-to-peer is not allowed anywhere in the States. There's no licensing to be given out because the big casinos in the States are in bed and the tax money is way too high. Why would they want to give, a peer-to-peer platform those licenses when the state gets all that tax money? So, and if and when that does open up, we'll be ready to rock and roll. We'll be ready to rock if those licenses do open up. But the big casinos like MGM or Caesars or FanDuel, peer-to-peer opens up, maybe they come in and scoop us as their peer-to-peer entity and keep their sports books. Like Fanatics is a sports book. They have all the apparel business. They have the live breaks in card collecting. I'm not sure if you guys know about the card world and collecting world. It's out of control. It's going to be $270 billion by 27. So there's that monetization behind it eventually.
So I think it sounds like your value proposition to the user is that you provide them a way to have fun together, bet each other. But like, what do you get out of winning a bet? And is there a way to cash out your winnings? What is your thinking on that?
That's what I've been thinking about since day one, right? So the coins are invaluable. They're virtual coins. For playing on the app, we give you sweet coins, participation coins that you can go win cards, collectibles, and prizes. So if I bet you, right, and I have like 5 groups on the app right now that my friends have said, hey, I formed a group, and we can do competitions for a week and just pay each other on the back end. It's not through the app because that is gambling. So people are playing for friendly competition with their friends and family, climbing their own leaderboards and trying to be the best for bragging rights. It's amazing how many people come in and just want to win for nothing, right? But now we add the collectibles on side to it so they can play and still have the ability to win stuff, win or lose.
Oh, I was curious, is there any goal to create like an internal currency tokens? Because it sounds like you could have kind of a closed loop economy where they're cashing out in sponsored prizes fairly easily.
Right. We've entertained the idea of some kind of crypto play in there, but as far as like our own NFT token, you're talking, yeah, that's been talked about. I just want to grow this and get the usership and get the excitement going. But that's great.
Any other questions for JB? All right, let's give JB a big round of applause. All right, guys. Well, thank you to all the startups who pitched. Thank you to the investors who sat on the panel and offered this, really strong value, right? Like, I just appreciate the inquisitive remarks and, calling out real smart questions that I didn't think of myself. So, thank you again to the panel. We are going to close it out shortly here. I just want to, before we close out, invite Jose and Anthony up to offer some closing words about why invest in early stage startups.
I'll go first. So first and foremost, thanks for everyone for coming out. I know it's a Wednesday night. It's the middle of the week. You still have maybe a couple more days to go do some work, but this was awesome. This is the type of stuff that really gets me excited. I love moving the ecosystem forward. If anyone knows me, they know I'm a startup dork. So all this stuff that we're doing here is super important to me. I'm also a recruiter by trade, so I love connecting people. So definitely we're gonna have some time afterwards for folks to connect with the companies, folks to connect with each other. It takes a village. And so, when it comes to stuff like that, please stick around, get to know some people, get 5 more contacts before you go home. On top of that, the important thing about startups and the thing I love about it, when I first started my recruiting career, I worked with a lot of small and medium-sized businesses, and I just got intoxicated with their stories of how they made something out of nothing. I thought that was awesome, right? Like everything that we do here, the light fixtures, the internet that you use, this is all somebody who thought of an idea, started it, got some investment behind it, and took it up the flagpole. That's the spirit of what we're doing here today. As you can see, the founders that came up to do their presentations, they laid it all on the line. They're here trying to make something happen out of nothing. So, again, thanks for coming out. I'll hand it over to Anthony so we can get visitor words.
Thank you for inviting me, right? I didn't even know I was going to be up here until you told me. But I guess what I could probably do is some people here, they already know me, but the ones who don't, I'd probably have to give you maybe a little bit of my background, right? Why he brought me up here. So, I'm actually an investor, so I've been doing investing for maybe a good 15 years now, okay? And I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but some of my friends call me like a super angel, because on the angel side, I have 28 portfolio companies, but out of that 28, I currently have 9 unicorns. And I'm an LP in a private equity firm called Hamilton Lane. So I don't know if you're familiar with Hamilton Lane, their AUM is about 1 trillion. So when people ask me, how did you get your unicorns, right? And there's a couple of things I learned over this 15 years of doing it. Number one, a lot of these unicorn companies, they're actually not out there trying to pitch. They're actually on stealth. And when they get out of stealth, they already have their market fit, they have their set of investors. So what I learned over time is that you have to get to these companies early, like really early, because if they get out of that stealth, you're too late. But again, some of my VC friends, I've shared the deal flows with them, and they think I'm crazy, but they eventually turn into unicorns. For example, my first investment 15 years ago was SpaceX, Angel Round. I also got into Uber before everybody knew what Uber was. For example, another one I like to share. Are you guys familiar with the TV show called The Walking Dead? All right. When I invested in them, there was no TV show. There was a comic book about zombies. And I shared the deal flow with a lot of my VC friends, and they think I'm crazy. Who wants to invest in a comic book about zombies, right? But I saw something in them, and I invested in the holding company. So whatever they make, I own a piece of everything, right? And of course, they have the hit show called Invincible on Amazon. I also own a piece of that. And then after the show came out, about 5 years in, they started collaborating with Hasbro. So now I also own Transformers and G.I. Joe without putting any money. And then last December, they released an investor update saying that they're partnered with Universal to revamp the Monster franchise. So now I have a piece of Frankenstein, the Mummy, all of that. So I like to share this for like the investors here in the room, is that sometimes you have to take that risk. I know it might look really crazy at that moment, but you have to sometimes take that risk to get to your unicorns, right? Because you want to get in like really early. Because when they get out of stealth or when it's on the secondary market, you're too late, right? So I always look for these companies that are so out there, like nobody knows, everyone thinks you're crazy, but sometimes you have, if you're an investor, you have to hedge that bet, right? You have to do that, right? If you want your unicorns, right? Because for me, my thesis is 100x and up. If you don't have that possibility, I'm not even interested, because I always tell my friends, I can retire, sit on the beach, drink my mimosa, I don't have to do this, right? So if I'm going to risk my money, I want the big return. So that's the best thing I can probably share to, even founders, if you make your money, you want to invest, take that little risk, because one last thing is, because if you're looking at companies, let's say at the 100x return level, right? Okay, I'll give you one, before I end this, I'll give you one example. Let's say I have 50,000 to invest, right? And the startup comes to me and says, invest in my company, you get a 5x return, which is kind of normal. So 50 becomes 250. Hey, not too bad, right? But if you're at the 100x model, I don't need 50,000. All I need is what? 2,500 to make the 250. But guess what? How many can I invest? I can invest in 20 of them. So now I have 20 chances instead of one, right? So if, let's say, half of them die, I'm still okay. And if out of the remaining 10, one of them hit the 100x, I already made my money. Then the other 9, let's say they only gave me 2, 3x, I made more money. So that's I just wanted to share, okay? So I think I'm talking.
All right. Thank you, Anthony, for sharing. Jose, thank you all for coming tonight. Have a wonderful evening. I encourage you to make use of the awesome people here. Connect quick. These investors are hard to get a hold of, and I really want to thank them for gracing us with their presence. Otherwise,
Jonathan, on behalf of the investors, I want to thank you for inviting us. We have some real winners here, and compliments to you for organizing this. I've been in meetings in this room with 20 people. You've done much better. So thank you all for being here, and thank you for having us.
all right, you guys, feel free to grab a drink over there. There's probably still some food left over there, and enjoy the rest of your evening. Looking forward to connecting with you guys.
Thank you, everybody.
Really good. Thanks, guys. Yeah, you guys have